Hi, I'm Brett Adam, Chief Technology Officer and Senior Vice President of Engineering at RPath. What I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about one aspect of the RPath technology, which becomes really important when you're thinking about how to deliver essentially multi-tenancy in a cloud environment. Whether that's a managed service provider, public hosted cloud environment, or a private cloud within your enterprise, it becomes really important to understand how you're going to serve the diverse requirements of multiple different customers or business units within your organization. And the starting point for this conversation is kind of the recognition that IT has traditionally been organized around sort of a horizontal kind of technology layered approach, where you've got teams responsible for hardware and virtualization, for example, teams responsible for operating system, for middleware, and then of course different teams responsible for applications that live on top of those stacks. And of course you may have many of these and many of those and so on and so forth. One of the things that RPath brings to the table that really can help you deal with the fact that your customers want to view this as an integrated whole, and importantly, multiple customers perhaps want different versions of this application stack. Let's say it's something as simple as a CRM solution. Perhaps it's got a regional focus, maybe it's something your branch offices need. One of the challenges in many organizations is that because IT is organized around this horizontal sort of layered managed approach, the natural tendency is to want to upgrade the OS sort of across the board, basically to forklift upgrade every single deployed instance at the same time. That obviously creates challenges because changes here may or may not be compatible with changes or other features or dependencies in other layers of the stack. So what you really need to be able to do for starters is become more application centric. Talk about that in another presentation. Now I'd like to talk about the fact that even when you've got the ability to define and manage an application as an integrated whole, you still need, additionally, the ability to support multiple different versions of that application running at the same time. Because you may have one customer who is perfectly happy to upgrade to the latest version 2 release. They're willing to train their staff in how to use the new application features. Perhaps the user interface has changed. But you may have other groups who are not yet ready and not yet willing to upgrade to that version. They want to stay on version 1. They want to be able to tell you when they want to take that application upgrade. And of course, upgrading an app involves upgrading middleware perhaps, dependent libraries, etc. Possibly even involves operating system level upgrades because these things are tightly integrated. There's lots of dependencies between the layers of the technology stack. So what you need to be able to do is support multi-tenancy by enabling customers to simultaneously have different versions of possibly entire stacks deployed in their environments simultaneously, which means your IT processes have to become increasingly app-centric, and you have to be capable of managing disparate versions at the same time. Something fundamental to RPath's approach is version control. Much like modern software development has become very agile, largely because we've got fantastic version control foundations. So we can literally have multiple versions in development concurrently. We can have QA testing last night's version while we're working on tomorrow's version. There's so much power that comes from having strong version control as a foundational element. In the case of cloud computing, in the case of how you deliver operational applications, after all the business wants apps, not infrastructure, having version control baked in really helps you meet the multi-tenant requirements you have. Whether it's a private cloud with multiple stakeholders and business units internally, or if you're a service provider, you've got multiple tenants, they want to have their own life cycles, their own revisions of apps, their own revisions of middleware stacks, version control is a pretty fundamental capability when it comes to truly delivering multi-tenancy in the cloud computing environment.